there's a pretty fundamental choice here. The other parties, as you know, are proposing a different track. They're proposing that now is the time. I don't think they really propose to do differently than we do. They just propose that we're going to spend tens of billions of dollars more on the same things. We know you can't do that unless you start running permanent deficits and you start raising taxes. And our view is,
to be fair, the Liberals say they're only going to run deficits for 3 years, and you ran deficits for 6.
Well, let me come to that in a second.
Yeah.
But because I think the numbers actually don't show that. The numbers show you're going to launch into a permanent deficit if you do that. You can't afford the kind of increased spending they're talking about out of thin air. And you know, we think that would take us off course just at a time when we've positioned this country well for future growth. But look, on the question of deficits, this economy is growing. We already have a balanced budget. We had a balanced budget last year. Auditor General has said that. If we're going to be the kind of country that starts going into deficit, even when the economy is growing, we return to deficit. We know in the past that is a recipe for permanent deficits because, look, once you lose the anchor of a balanced budget, you're always under pressure to just spend more and not cover it. We don't need to go back to that.
But why are 3 deficits the definition of permanent deficits and 6 deficits
well, they're not
are
3.
not?
They're not 3. Nothing's going to magically balance the budget after 3 years. When you increase spending to that level, what you're going to do is you're going to do a combination if you eventually try and fix it, you're going to do a combination of tax hikes, of ongoing borrowing, or of cuts. In fact, in the Liberal platform, there is a line item. Even in the Liberal platform, which doesn't add up, there's a line item of $6.5 billion of undefined cuts that are.
Well, they plan to cut some of your boutique tax credits, for instance. They make other choices.
Well, that's the kind of choice that's the kind of policy they are running on. Let's raise taxes on families. Those are tax benefits. We've been able to, you know, do a bunch of things, income splitting for families and seniors, universal child care benefit, tax-free savings accounts, fitness credits, the registered education savings plans enhancements. These are all good things for Canadians, for the middle class. I know they want to take them away, but I think that's the wrong choice for Canadians. They're going to take these things away and give Canadians a bunch of things that aren't actually paid for. And we know where the previous government, Liberal government, led us with that, and that was eventually to big tax hikes and a bunch of benefit cuts that we don't need to do.